All-Canadian matchup to open Scotiabank Wednesday night hockey on Sportsnet. 24 points between Ottawa and Montreal, but they both have a victory head-to-head this season. Doubleheader tonight. Edmonton and Boston will come later. Still don't know if Malcolm Subban will start for the Boston Bruins, making his first NHL appearance, but we know PK Subban is in for the Montreal Canadiens tonight. Play 35 minutes on Saturday, another 28 on Monday, both Canadian victories. Darren Millard here at Hockey Central. Send you to Ottawa, where Elliot Friedman is standing by. Is it true that you asked to go on the road, Elliot, to avoid another thrashing at the hands of Doug MacLean and To The Point? Confirm.
Deny. I was tired of making Doug look good, though. I will have to say that. A couple of notes for tonight. You mentioned Andrew Hammond making his first career NHL start. Gave up 2 goals in relief. Monday night, the Senators told him to shake it off. They said, "You're here for a reason. Show us why." Patrick Rierkosh is out of the lineup. Only change for Ottawa. Mark Borowiecki is back in. For Montreal, Michel Therrien gives Dustin Tokarski the front end of a back-to-back. Often Tokarski gets the second half. He feels he's giving him a good chance to be a bit more successful in that role tonight. And also, Greg Pateryn returns to the NHL for the first time this year. He and Seacatch are in. Malhotra and Weaver get the night off. Pateryn is very familiar with Nathan Beaulieu. They've been a regular pair at AHL Hamilton over the past couple of seasons. Darren?
Thank you, Elliot. Doug MacLean gets a pass tonight. It's going to be Nick Kypreos against Darren Pang, and To The Point. Dustin Tokarski starts in goal for the Montreal Canadiens this evening against Andrew Hammond. You've got a backup. He hasn't played very well as of late against a guy who has been in the American Hockey League all year, and Hammond makes his first NHL start, a couple of those relief appearances, so he's got his feet wet. We've talked a lot about Hammond tonight, along with Doug MacLean, Nick Kypreos, and Darren Pang. As a goaltender, there's some pressure on Dustin Tokarski right now. Montreal's coughed up a couple of easier games.
Yeah, but they've still been one of the top 3 hottest teams since January 1. They're giving up a lot of shots. I mean, even when you talk about Dustin Tokarski's last 2 games, they gave up 38 shots and 32 shots. He's only averaging 2 games per month in the last 2 months. Not a lot to get on any kind of roll, but the one thing I like about Tokarski is he's basically a battler. He's the kind of guy, I think when the chips are down, he finds his way in there, but positioning is always a key for him. Patience and positioning and no big juicy rebounds.
They have to find a way to get up for teams that are outside the playoff picture, because lately it's been Edmonton, it's been Arizona, it's been Buffalo that they've stumbled.
Yeah, they certainly have. There's no doubt about that. They haven't had good performances against the weaker teams in the league. But look, Ottawa desperately have to find a way to end on a positive for Dave Cameron's sake. This is a guy that's not the interim coach. Let's not forget. He was named the actual head coach. I think his job is safe, although his record is identical essentially to Paul MacLean.
If it's the same, don't you think he's on a hot seat?
Well, I think he feels pressure to finish on a strong note. But let's not forget, he's got a history with Eugene Melnyk. The question is, what does Brian Murray decide to do? Does Brian decide to come back? It looks like it's leaning that Brian is going to come back, which I hope is the case, and that would indicate to me Dave Cameron would be back with him. The only way it might change is if Brian decides to step down.
And the good news
hopefully he doesn't.
The good news for Cameron is this isn't like the Toronto Maple Leafs where there's just Morgan Riley and then it's let's make a deal in the next week and a half. They believe that they've got a good core, a nucleus here that's led by Carlson, Bobby Ryan, Hoffman's come on, become a player, Stone, Zibanejad, Curtis Lazar. This is the nucleus moving forward, and they can start in the next 27 games of starting to rally around their teammates to believe that this is a good start to the future.
Do you not let the coach grow with this core?
I think you'd have to. You made the decision midway through the season. You believed in Dave Cameron. You took away the interim position on his head coaching name. But the one thing I think they've got to start doing is finding out what kind of team they are. That means Curtis Lazar, he's not a winger on the 4th line. He's got to get to the middle of the ice. They need a number 1 centerman to protect Kyle Turris. We talked about that before. But they've got a lot of good pieces. They've got some good synergy with twosomes up there on their lineup. They just have to get harder to play against.
Right. Hoffman and Stone have been real revelations for them. They had no intent of these guys being in their top 6 this year. They've surprised them. But that number 1 center ice, and how many teams are looking for number 1 centerman? Tough to find.
So what do they do at the deadline? They're not in the traditional.
No, they're not.
They're not. Playoff teams selling.
And the names that we just mentioned, if they are getting calls, those are the names that people want. And like the Florida Panthers that we saw the other night, there's some guys that don't don't need to be traded.
Dustin Tokarski trying to bounce back. He's lost 3 of his last 4. He will play ahead of Carey Price, who will go tomorrow night. The Canadiens pumped up for the Ottawa Senators on Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey on Sportsnet. Boston Bruins, Edmonton Oilers coming up. Second half of our Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey doubleheader. Right now to Ottawa and Elliot Friedman for the Senators and the Canadiens.
Darren, the goaltending coach for the Ottawa Senators, is Rick Wamsley, who began a 13-year NHL career as a member of the Canadiens. He told Andrew Hammond his first ever start came when Richard Sevigny and Bunny Larocque were injured, and they decided to change Denny Herron after a loss. He said, I wasn't expecting to start, but I seized the opportunity. There's no reason you can't do it too. Lyndon Sluage has the anthems, and then it's John Bartlett and Gary Galley with the call. Enjoy.
De notre hymne national.
An all-Canadian matchup on this Wednesday night from the nation's capital for the Senators and Canadiens and their 124th all-time meeting. Hello, everyone, and welcome inside the Canadian Tire Center. John Bartlett alongside Gary Galley. These two teams met in the playoffs a few seasons ago and have provided some wild contests ever since. We might be in for one tonight as Dustin Tokarski will get the start in net for Montreal. He allowed 3 goals on 34 shots in his only meeting against Ottawa. And Andrew Hammond will get his first NHL start tonight for the Ottawa Senators.
Well, look at Erik Karlsson. You can't help with these two teams play to look at those two defensemen and keep an eye on them all night long. We'll have the ISO cameras on them, and we'll catch the similarities and the differences and what they like to do in two highly talented rear guards.
And of course the coaches as well, Dave Cameron for the Ottawa Senators and Michel Therrien, who passes John Muckler for 46 all-time in games coached in the NHL with this contest tonight.
Two coaches in two totally different places. We got Michel Therrien is getting ready to sink his teeth into the playoffs, wants to have a nice, healthy run towards the playoffs here, get a look at some of his young players. And he and I'm sure Marc Bergevin, the rest of their staff, will make a decision whether or not they need to add and where they need to add to help this team, as they've been just unbelievable all season long. And a lot of that is due to the guy who won't be in the nets tonight, is Carey Price, who, I mean, I just think is going to be right up there when it comes to the Hart Trophy. And Marc Bergevin has done a real solid job helping to build this team. And looking at a guy like De La Rose, I mean, getting a good look at a young guy that goes out there and plays a physical game. And there's Carey Price, who will get the night off tonight. 36 games this year out of the 56 games they've played, they've allowed 2 goals or less. And it's not because they're not getting a lot of shots on them either. We heard Darren Pang talk about that. It's just been really good, consistently outstanding goaltending. And there's De La Rose, and Michel Therrien just oozes when they talk about this young kid. He's come up and has really asserted himself. He's playing physical. He dogs the puck extremely hard. just a low-maintenance guy who just comes out and plays hard, and they love that about him.
Well, they're having a little difficulty here with the time clock by the looks of it, trying to get that sorted out. And while they do, let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by Tim Hortons Coffee.
Well, for the Montreal Canadiens, they play their best hockey when they ramp the tempo up and they push the tempo and get their opponent to have to play up to their pace. And for the Ottawa Senators, control the blue lines. Be sharp at yours. Make sure if it's getting out, it's getting out. And at the far blue line, nobody transitions better than Montreal. So if you want to get it deep, make sure you do it with authority.
Issue resolved, and we're underway with the Senators and Canadiens on Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey, coast to coast on Sportsnet. Puck played up for Mark Stone, trying to get to it. Alexei Emelin falls, and he goes head first in the boards, and he is down on the ice for Montreal. He missed the check and put himself into the bench, and he doesn't seem to be moving that right shoulder.
He's hurt himself for sure, and you could tell it's the way he went down and the awkwardness of the fact that he stopped moving immediately. You know he's hurt himself. It's a shoulder, and it was very innocent looking. Mark Stone, the puck had gone by the two of them. You know that you can't hold your player up, right? So a guy like Emelin knows that. So I think he changes his mind right here. He gives him a bump, and he says, I'm going to bump you, and I'm going to roll off you. And as he goes to bump him, he loses his balance right there. And he can't stop himself from the boards, and that's a hard collision with the lower part of the boards too, you know what I mean? The upper part may give a little bit, but the bottom end doesn't. And he'll make his way to the locker room, and hopefully he's going to be okay. And Marc Bergevin looks on. They've already got Sergei Gonchar, who's out of the lineup. We'll get a bit of look at that in a few minutes and why he's not playing, but some concern for Alexei Emelin.
20 seconds into the contest, and the Canadiens might be down to 5 defense just like that. Bergevin around the trade deadline has always said you can never have too many defensemen, and it's incidents like that that explain why. Eric Greiba, after the puck is Greiba. Will drop it back for Stone, played ahead of Milan Michalek. He'll chip it out. PK Subban on it at center, and bumped by Turris. Played off for Markov. Cross-ice pass, Gallagher's there, and he'll dump it back in as Hammond is out of the goal. Wants to play it, and nearly coughed it up to Galchenyuk. Alex Galchenyuk cuts in front, trying to jam the net. Hammond down, but he keeps it out. Turris will get it around the boards and back down the ice as Tokarski will set it up.
You want to touch the puck if you're Andrew Hammond. You want to get out of the net, feel it a little bit, not necessarily on a shot. A little fluff play there ends up creating a scoring chance, and he held strong.
Mark Mathot feeds it ahead to Bobby Ryan, who's in his 500th career game tonight as he hands it off for Zibanejad with a shot right on that Tokarski will handle with ease.
As I mentioned, the puck comes around the net, and Andrew Hammond comes out, and he looks like he's going to give it back to his player, but then he decides to get on his backhand. Good job by Galchenyuk to knock it out of the air. And then overplaying his guy was Greiba. He overplays and allows Galchenyuk to get to the net, and then Zibanejad catches a puck right into the slot area and gets pretty good wood on it. A good save by Tokarski.
Here's Carlson off for Hoffman, trying to go back in the slot for Ryan, and it was broken up by Brandon Prost. Erik Karlsson back on it. Little bounce pass through center. Zibanejad will slide it in the Canadian zone. Bobby Ryan can't get around Gilbert, and he'll hand it off to Nathan Beaulieu. Beaulieu to Eller. Tip pass for Jacob de la Rose, and he'll deflect it into the Senator zone. The puck clears it out, and Beaulieu is back on it, being watched by Ryan. Played it off for Tom Gilbert. Now Christian Thomas will float it into the Ottawa zone. Jared Cowan going after it, being tracked down by de la Rose. Condra trying to knock it out. And the Everton Sakuch will bat it out of the air. Now the Senators clear it on the second effort. A great pattern up with it, making his season debut for the Canadiens. Markov swings it around, and after it goes Condra. So early on, the Canadiens' defense pairings have to be shuffled with the loss of Alexei Emelin. Thomas stood up at center by Jared Cowan, and Condra is back on it for Ottawa. Condra hands it off. David Legwand lifted up on the wing. Lazar will catch up to it. Lazar with a sharp angle shot. That got blocked by Tokarski. Markov got it up for Sakuch, and a little tip pass out for Bourneval that's too far, as Borowiecki will fire it out. Greiba missed it, and Beaulieu will turn back in his own zone, giving it off for PK Subban. Pressured on the play, but the Canadiens get it out, and Borowiecki's back on it for Ottawa. Hands it across to Greiber. Deflected in as Subban goes after it. He'll swipe it around to Thomas Buchanan's lifting it by leg one, and Gallagher is on it. Brendan Gallagher trying to get down the wing, and he's taken down by Alex Chiasson. Puck comes to the line. Buchanan's trying to hold it in, but that'll come out, and Subban is back on it. PK Subban played it over to Galchenyuk. Shot on net, steered away by Hammond. Galchenyuk tried to strip Carlson, and Erik Karlsson will find a little room to get it out. Subban knocks down the bouncing puck, trying to get it back for Plekanec. It's by him all the way into the Ottawa zone. The Canadians will get a line change. Off the puck, played it ahead for Turris. Kyle Turris coming in, looks to the net, takes the shot, it goes wide. And McCulloch went into the net and knocked it off in behind Tokarski.
You saw earlier in this game, Alexei Emelin went into the boards hard on a collision with Mark Stone, and he has not returned yet. We'll keep an eye on him. And here was the hit by David Clarkson on Gonchar, and the immediate reaction by Beaulieu. This was a real hard collision, and Gonchar left this game, and he did not return, and he's not played since. And you're a couple of injuries away from depleting your blue line, and that's what you meant when you said Mark Bergevin says you can never have enough D. Greg Patterson is up playing tonight. Beaulieu is in the lineup. Weaver is watching tonight. You have Tenorti in the minors. So they do have some depth at the position, but that was some depth they may have looked into using as trade bait.
Here's Stone handing it off. Rolled on net by McCulloch and kicked out by Tokarski. Desharnais got it for Weiss, trying to spring Pacioretty, but it stopped at the line as Turris kept it in. Now Desharnais on it again. Up ahead for Pacioretty out of his reach. Mark McCulloch going after it. Chopped it away from Weiss, but Pacioretty's on it, feeding Gilbert. Across to Markov with a shot. It's tipped wide as Desharnais will go after it. Max Pacioretty played it back for Gilbert over to Markov. Throwing it on net. Hammond blocked that. As Milan McCulloch will get it off the glass and out. Mark Stone up with it. Rolls it through the feet of Gilbert. Tokarski a little trouble out of the net trying to play it. Stone has got it. Looks for the pass. Drops it off. Hoffman in with a shot steered away by the blocker of Tokarski. Here's Jared Cowan throwing it in front. Nobody there in a red sweater to deflect it. And Ceci will fire it back in. Delayed offside. Ottawa's got to clear the zone. Gilbert hands it off to Lars Eller. Eller will give it back to Nathan Beaulieu. Now played over to Gilbert. Tom Gilbert up to Nathan Beaulieu. Carrying it through as he'll hand it off to Brandon Prust. Prust with a shot. Knocked down by Hammond. Then Lars Eller ran into Beaulieu and couldn't make a play. Now gets knocked down by Jared Cowan. Brandon Prust on the puck. Prust hands it off for Beaulieu. Across to Subban. Throwing towards the goal. Off the post. Brandon Prust with a wide open net, and he put it right off the bar. Subban's got it now. He'll try to spin away from Hoffman. PK Subban throws it back onto the boards for Brandon Prust. Trying to shake off Jared Cowan. Prust hanging onto it. Dropped it back for Subban. He runs into Cowan. Now kicks the puck free. Subban cycling it around. Sees Lars Eller open. He'll hang on to the puck up the boards and lost it. And Bobby Ryan has got it for Ottawa. And he'll send it in for Zibanejad. Back to Ryan in the net. Rolled it wide. It's on the back of the goal. They all chomp at it. Trying to knock it free. Now it comes loose and it's back around to the wing. Borowiecki for Condra. Back to Bobby Ryan under his stick. He'll go after to the corner. Subban there as well. Got it to the line. Kicked in. Greiber with a shot. And Tokarski will steer it over the glass and out of play.
Some real nice possession time for the Montreal Canadiens, and it got them a couple of good chances. Galchenyuk's already got 3 shots in this game. This floater to the net makes a save unhandleable. It's hopping as it gets towards him, and as he makes the save, as Hammond makes the save, it kicks right to Prust, and he knocks that thing off the post. And then the Senators turn it right back around, come down the ice, Zibanejad to Ryan, and it just rolls off the tip of his stick, as I think he was looking for 5-hole. Prust cannot believe he missed that open net.
Great pattern on it. Played it ahead, out of the reach of Bourneval as Borowiecki trying to move it back off his skate. And Bourneval will race after in the Ottawa zone, but Greiber tipped it away. Lazar can't get it out. Tom Gilbert off the boards with it. Gilbert tried to throw it in front. Hammond will block it. He'll cover it up and hold on as Thomas and Borowiecki get into a little bit of a shoving match. Scoreless in Ottawa on Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey. Welcome back to the Canadian Tire Center. Scoreless here early in the first. Shots are 7-5 favoring the Canadians, and a pretty good start to this game here.
An exciting start. There's been some really good quality chances at both ends of the ice, and the second stringer for Montreal, Tokarski, and the third stringer for Ottawa, Hammond. have had to make a few good saves already, so looking good so far for the two young goaltenders.
Well, these two teams have been known to play some wild contests, especially in this building, ever since their playoff series a couple of years ago.
They had Doozer in Montreal, where Montreal came back with 3 quick ones and won it in overtime as well. They always seem to find a way to make it interesting.
Here's Galchenyuk spinning around with it. Hands it off for Brendan Gallagher. Gallagher knocked down on the play by Turris, gets back up, but Turris is on the puck. They'll play it out, and Stone had to go off the skate of McCulloch. Now will slide it back for him as it stepped into the Canadiens' head. Look how that goes off the glass. It was heading to the net, but they'll blow the play down as it was off the rounded glass of the Montreal bench.
Oh, other night versus Carolina Hurricanes, there was one heck of a collision at the net with Robin Lehner and MacArthur, and MacArthur's head caught the shoulder and the mask of Robin Lehner. Both players laid motionless on the ice for a period of time. Lehner got up and made his way to the locker room, and then MacArthur, when the stretcher was coming out, made his way. Both are not in the lineup tonight, and certainly we wish them both the best. Those kind of collisions sometimes are just unavoidable, and they're very dangerous.
Zibanejad will deflect in as Markov goes after it. Brings it around the boards. Pacioretty will bat it out. And it's back across for Dale Weiss. Weiss to Desharnais. Trying to get away from Hoffman. Played it through his skates, but Hoffman's there to fire it around the boards. That'll end up all the way down the ice. Subban on the race back. We'll get to it, and that'll be an icing call.
Well, the Ottawa Senators, there was no doubt about it. Once Paul McLean was let go, the philosophy was we're going to start playing some of these young guys and make it their team. 13 players on this Ottawa Senator team are 25 years old or younger. And I think the future looks bright here in Ottawa. They've got to show some patience, and I think they will. There's a few decisions that's got to be made by that gentleman right there, Brian Murray, but he knows he's got a good young core of players here that they can build around. And in the time, I think that will indeed happen. But right now, it's certainly frustrating for everyone involved, as their hopes were that it would be better than it is right now. Looking at one of them right there in Curtis Lazar. And what a year Hoffman's had. 20 goals. Mark Stone's really identified himself as an NHL player. And Erik Karlsson in the last 25, 26 games has looked like his Norris Trophy self.
18 players on the current roster for the Senators are Ottawa draft picks. So that's a good sign right there.
They've done a really good job here in Ottawa drafting players. Their scouting staff and management here have selected some really good character kids. And I think it's just sometimes it's got to take time to grow, and I think it will grow here.
Several of them, of course, had the opportunity to win the Calder Cup championship with the Binghamton Senators in the American League a couple of years ago as well. So, experienced game.
You got Luke Richardson down there, and he's coveted by a lot of teams. He's done a great job with a lot of these young players.
Here's Shane Prince up with it. Prince in his second NHL game will hand it off for Chiasson. Back down low to Leguan. Trying to get it in front. It's off the back of the net. De La Rose is there. Jacob De La Rose will clear it. And it ends up all the way down the ice. Right on net, though. Hammond's forced to play. And he'll move it up for Leguan. David Leguan played it across. Hopped over the stick of Prince. Chiasson knocked down by Panarin. Got it back for Prince. Tied up in the corner. Now hands it off. Leguan fires off the shoulder of Tokarski and over the net. Alex Chiasson tied up in the corner by Subban. Now Prince pinned to the boards by De La Rose. Jacob De La Rose will hand it back for Greg Panarin. And Panarin sends it across to De La Rose. Missed it. It's down the ice. This one goes wide, and then will be an icing call against Montreal.
The one thing you don't know about Hammond is his puck playing ability. And if you're the Montreal Canadiens, you see him wobble on the first one, and you think, okay, he doesn't handle a puck well. And now you see this. He plays this right up to Leguan. He catches the Montreal Canadiens changing and sleeping a bit, and this is going to end up turning into a pretty good scoring chance, as right out in front, Shane Prince knocks this to Chiasson, and right there, Leguan gets a pretty good look. A shoulder save by Tokarski.
Curtis Lazar trying to move it down low. Pajot in there as well. Condra comes in to help out. Condra gets taken down. Panarin goes after it. Took a big hit on the play from Lazar as he got it up the boards, but cleared it. Pajot to Mathot. Firing it right back in as Tokarski will stop it back in the Canadiens' net. He wants to play it. And he'll get it around the glass, but it's stopped by Condra. Liberty Sakach played it back across for Panarin. Up to Brandon Prust. He'll deflect it out down the ice. A race for it here. And Hoffman beats Sakach to the line for the icing call.
He captained the gold medal World Championship World Junior team, Team Canada. Did a heck of a job. And here he does a pretty solid job taking out Panarin with a real Nice body check, gets in, drops the shoulder right into the midsection of Patterson and continues on. He's a real good team player. He's well ahead of his years maturity-wise. Everybody on the team just likes the enthusiasm he brings to the game when he plays.
Net was off in behind Tokarski. They'll adjust that, and now De La Rose squares off against Turris, and they don't like the draw, so they'll do it again.
Not just De La Rose, a young player up playing, but at the center position. It's a position that they've kept Galchenyuk away from, and they've moved Eller out of the position to make room to see De La Rose and how he's going to look playing at the center position.
Now De La Rose in a shoving match with Turris off the draw.
Galchenyuk, they keep wanting to move him to that center position, but Michel Therrien feels like every time they do move him to the center position, he doesn't play his game. He tries to play differently than he normally would play if he was playing on the wing, which is the way Michel Therrien likes the way he plays. So he feels like he may be not ready to take that responsibility at center ice, but Galchenyuk, he has played really well for Montreal, and he's blossomed very quickly into a pretty good veteran player for them at a young age.
Plekanec out for that draw, but Turris won it. And a shot by Stone gets to the net, and Tokarski will block that one and hold on. Tune in tomorrow night to catch the Columbus Blue Jackets as they visit the Pittsburgh Penguins at 7 Eastern on Sportsnet Ontario West and 360.
The thing is your face-off, so important. You know, you got Manny Malhotra that you got specifically to help you take these kind of face-offs in your defensive zone. Plekanec was the guy who did it for a long, long time, and he was getting a better opportunity taking more offensive zone face-offs because Malhotra would normally come out to take these. But Malhotra's playing time has been cut a little bit.
Here's Carlson with a shot towards the net. It's tipped. Tokarski swipes it away. Carlson back in along the boards and comes up with it. Throws it back across. Stone is on it. Slides it to the line. Mark Mathot over to Carlson. Back to Stone, and he fanned on it. Kyle Turris hangs on to it. Gave it back to Carlson. Over to Mark Mathot. Throwing it towards the net. Hit a leg in front. Turris gets it back for Ottawa. Got the shot off the post. McCulloch was right in front of Tokarski, and it just went over his glove and hit the post and stayed out. So it's a tie game and goalpost now, one for each side. Here's Stone with it. Stone trying to drop it, but Carlson had already snuck in, and that puck will come back to the Ottawa line. Mathot for Stone, trying to chip it by Markov. He'll stop that and slide it back up the boards as Pacioretty goes after it. Trying to get by Zibanejad. Played back around, and Jared Cowan is there. Cowan will lift it out, and Subban stops the rolling puck. Nathan Bolger up for Pacioretty, deflected in and batted down by Cody Ceci. Pacioretty got it again, played it back to the net as Andrew Hammond will hand it off for Cowan. Up for Zibanejad, lost the handle on it. Dale Weiss has got it, takes the shot, it's off the stick. Pacioretty up for the puck, feeds the line to Subban with a drive off the post, and then it hit Weiss. Weiss in front, Pacioretty shot stopped by Hammond, and the Senators will bring it back up ice. Hoffman plays it in. The goaltender's best friends have got a workout here in the opening 20 tonight. Hoffman trying to float it in front. Comes back into the corner. Now it's Hoffman again. Can't get the shot away, and a stick check by Dale Weiss. Hoffman throws it in front. Legwand can't get a piece of that. And Pacioretty will bring it out for Montreal. Pacioretty throws it on net. Hammond will knock it down and leave it for Cowan. It looks like one of the straps on Hammond's mask is popped off here. Gotta be careful that doesn't shake up and block his view. Prince for Chiasson. Will dump it back in, and Legwand is there waiting for it. Lets it go for Borowiecki with a drive. That got tipped and went over the net. Chiasson tied up with Markov. Legwand is on the puck. David Legwand trying to get away from Bourneval. Chiasson hands it out. Prince trying to center. It's blocked. And Sakach can't get it out. Great play by Prince to keep it in. Sakach works it off for Markov. Andre Markov played it ahead for Bourneval. Played it off the stick of Pajot. Now got it back. Rolled it into the Senators zone. And it's taken away as Curtis Lazar is on it. Lazar being watched by Sakach, and he's rubbed out along the boards as Subban is there to wrap the puck around for Christian Thomas. Goes off his stick as Mark Mathot kept it in. Eric Condra trying to center. Hooked away by Subban. Condra Tied up on the boards, hands it off, Lazar has got it. Curtis Lazar spinning, throws it over to Contra, slides it to the line. Mathot tried to play it for Pajot, back to Carlson, and backhander by Lazar rolls wide. Tokarski got a piece of that. Here's a chance. Carlson hands it off, and Pajot's opportunity blocked by Subban, lying down in front of the net. And the Canadians clear it. As Tokarski gave Subban a little tap on the shin pad going back up ice. It rolls to the goal. They'll cover it up and get a whistle. Great opportunities for both teams, but the goalposts are doing all the work in the first period here in Ottawa with Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey on Sportsnet.
Quick update, because there's a scoring chance we want to show. Alexei Emelin, injured on the first shift tonight, John, will not return.
Trouble getting out of their end. Sekash and Bo Thomas that failed to get the puck out of their zone, and it led to all these scoring chances for Ottawa. And what a pass from Erik Karlsson to Pajot. And PK Subban gets down on the ice and blocks it, and he gets a little bit of love from his goaltender. A little tap on the backside. Thank you very much. He'll take all the help he can get.
There's Karlsson with a shot in front, blocked by Subban again, who will probably log close to 30 minutes tonight as the Canadians are down to 5 defense, basically off the first shift of the game. De La Rose up with it, trying to throw it in front. Comes to Prust, hands it off for Subban, and that gets deflected into the seats and out of play.
Heard post pre-game talking to the Canadians that, first of all, for Michel Therrien, he wanted to play Tokarski in the start of the back-to-back, give him a better opportunity. And then some of the Canadians players have acknowledged that maybe they haven't played as well in front of him like they should have. And there you see the effort by Subban, some of the guys to get out and block some shots for him. This kid's worked really hard for the Montreal Canadiens. They want to find a way to get him a win, get him feeling good about himself.
Desharnais lines up against Turris, but he'll throw him out of the draw. So Dale Weiss will come in to take it.
Montreal has lost 10 of 13 draws in this first period, or Ottawa has won 10 of 13. Remember, Malhotra not in the lineup tonight. He's around a 60% guy. I know he's dropped a little bit, but he's up there.
59.7, but still leads the league as McCulloch backhander on it. Tokarski down and got a piece of it as they tried to tuck it around his arm. Karlsson fires, blocked by Pacioretty, and he's off to the races. Pacioretty in, shoots, stopped by Hammond. Stone the other way. Across to Turris, and it bounced off his skate. Pacioretty's on it again. This time has Dale Weiss with him. Pacioretty trying to get by Hoffman. Takes it back to the goal. Can't slide it out front. Hoffman overskates it. And Kyle Turris is there to poke it out. Hoffman dumps it down. Nathan Beaulieu back on it for Montreal. Beaulieu plays it up ahead, and at the line it's Ceci that cleared it off the skate of Galchenyuk. Now Cowan to Hoffman, threw it away in the middle. Luketich was there. Gallagher finds a little room. Brendan Gallagher is in. Takes a shot. Hammond has it as he took a look behind. Still free in the crease. And it's cleared away by Zibanejad. Hammond had the puck in front of him, even though he had a little look over his shoulder. Luketich for Gallagher. Dodged the check of Jared Cowan. Puck comes back out and Gilbert is on it. Hands it up for Nathan Beaulieu. Now back to Gilbert. Gilbert played it up to Galchenyuk. He'll deflect it in as Jared Cowan goes after it. Shots are even at 10 apiece. As the Senators fire it down the ice, Markov is there, and that'll be an icing call against Ottawa.
You're certainly giving these two goalies a workout. As a couple of really good chances. One on a block by Max Pacioretty on Erik Karlsson, and a clear-cut breakaway as Mathot did cut him off, so he wasn't able to cut in. You see Mathot coming into your frame, and a real good save by Hammond, and then Hoffman turns the puck over. He just throws it away in the neutral zone, and then he kind of does a flyby as well, and the puck comes into the zone, and that scoring chance and all that schmozzle right in front of Andrew Hammond.
And a good view for tonight's net cam presented by Lasik MD. Here's Chiasson. Throwing it back in front, intended for Legwand, broken up by Press. Lars Eller is on it. Just 1 point in the past 17 games for Lars Eller. Chiasson wrapped it up the boards, and it's cleared away by Legwand as Nathan Beaulieu is back on it. Played it across for Subban. Over to Beaulieu. Trying to get by Chiasson. He'll knock it into the Ottawa zone. Borowiecki back to get it. He'll hand it off. Eric Gryba. Greiba played it ahead for Chiasson. That got deflected down into the Canadiens' end. Ottawa with the line change. Subban back on the puck. PK Subban will take it for escape. Got by Pajot into the Ottawa zone. Look at Subban go, but he's held up on a hip check by Mark Methot. Puck cleared over the head of Dale Weiss. Back up ice is Curtis Lazar. Lazar dropped it for Condra. Played in front for Pajot, but Pacioretty was there. Dale Weiss the other way, trying to flip it by Carlson. And it's stopped by Mark Methot. Methot hands it off for Curtis Lazar. Lazar weaves his way into the Canadian zone. Handing it out for Condra on the wing. Pajot throws it on net. Tokarski stopped it. And he'll poke it away to Patterson and then goes into the end boards. Patterson back up trying to play it away from Condra. Lazar to Condra for Pajot. Back to Carlson. Fires. Stopped by Tokarski. Rebound. Pajot couldn't get a clean shot away. Galchenyuk will take it back up ice. Handing it out for Gallagher. Jumped over his stick. Now Gallagher in a battle with Carlson will send it in deep. Methot going after it, trying to cut off Galchenyuk. Plekanec is there. Back to the line for Subban. Over to Markov. Handing it off for Galchenyuk, who throws a shot off his back foot that hit the leg of Methot. Plekanec for Gallagher. Breaking free from Carlson, whose stick broke on the play. Galchenyuk trying to take it away from Carlson and does. Carlson still without the stick. Here's Gallagher. Sliding it around to Markov. Markov. Back pedals on the line. Hands it off for Plekanec. Plekanec back to the corner for Gallagher. Stone's trying to get to the bench for a stick. He gave his to Carlson. Markov for the shot. They got blocked. Stone is on it. And he'll take his time feeding it across for Turris. It's through his feet and into the Canadiens' end. PK Subban has to shake off Mark Stone. Now plays it off the glass, and that'll come back out as Thomas goes after it, trying to get by Cowan and does. Christian Thomas throws it on goal, off the pad of Hammond, right in front, and hopped over the stick of Sakach. Bordeval trying to play it back. Cowan is there, around the boards. Milan McCulloch will clear it. Back down the ice, and Nathan Beaulieu goes back to get it.
That's the one thing Mark Stone does extremely well. He's great on takeaways, and he comes in on PK Subban. He's looking at his chest the whole time, forces them almost into a turnover.
Gilbert following up on the play. Gilbert with a shot, gloved by Hammond, and he'll hold on to take the break. And the game getting a little physical as Mark Methot steps up on PK Subban with Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey on Sportsnet.
Time for the player bio, brought to you by Boston Pizza. Andrew Hammond's parents, Marshall and Sandy, are in Phoenix tonight. Did not make the trip in. One, because of logistics. Two, they said it was enough for him to handle with them just out of town. He also said he was very thankful to one of his junior coaches, Aldo Bruno. He was cut from a team when he was 18 years old, was thinking of giving up the sport, but it was Aldo who called him, said, come back to my team, and he rediscovered his joy for the game then. John?
Thank you, Elliot, and no doubt his parents watching tonight, so we'll say hello as Hoffman goes to the net with a backhander that got stopped by Tokarski. Pacioretty back the other way, trying to get around Cody Ceci, can't throw it in front of the net. Kearney back after it, trying to center it. Ceci was right in on him. Now Bobby Ryan will hand it off for Jared Cowan. Played over to Mike Hoffman. Hoffman will dump it in off the glass. Bobby Ryan going after it. Checked by Markov, then goes down as Markov will play to Pacioretty. PK Subban up with it. Takes his time and will slide it into the Senator zone as the Canadiens get a change. Here's Eric Greiba with it. Greiba lifting it in as that'll end up getting a whistle here. Minute 4 to go in the period.
I can't believe Michel Therrien is going to be thrilled with the number of chances that the Montreal Canadiens have given up. This one's right up the gut of the ice. Like Markov misses them, and here comes Hoffman, and at the last second, the puck flips up on edge, and Hoffman can't get a handle on it, and that probably helps in the save as he has been lightning in the bottle scoring goals for the Ottawa Senators, leads them with 20, 3 in his last consecutive games.
The amazing part about that, Gary, 20 goals, not on the power play.
12 at home. He's got 12, and he likes playing at home, that's for sure. You know, he started out the season, and he had a lot of speed, and he got in on the forecheck hard, and he did a lot of really good things. And then all of a sudden, he scored a couple of goals, and everyone was thinking, well, man, this kid looks pretty good. And he has just kept coming and coming, represented the Senators at the All-Star game.
He had 30 in the American League last year, and that would be something if he could get close to that mark again this year.
kind of speed just helps to turn cocks. It helps to make your opponent make plays faster than they want to, and he gets into those scoring areas quickly.
Rival lost it at the line. Here's Plekanec feeding it over in front, and it was picked off by Stone. Turris back the other way, bringing it in. Takes the shot. It's off Subban. Skips in front. McCulloch trying to chop at it. But the backhander on net, and Tokarski blocked it. Galchenyuk up for Gallagher. Brendan Gallagher trying to enter the zone. Has to wait. The late offside as Plekanec was already in, and the Senators are back on it. Erik Karlsson plays it out for Alex Chiasson. Got it back in. Subban has a look over his shoulder at the clock. He'll ring it around the boards and get it down the ice. Methot going back after it. Icing waved off, so that'll burn out the time on the first period. The shots on goal, 14-13 in favor of Ottawa, and an entertaining opening 20 minutes in Ottawa. But we're scoreless as we send it back to Darren Millar.
Good first period here in the country's capital, albeit a scoreless one between the Canadiens and the Senators. Unfortunately, the biggest story was the injury suffered on the game's first shift by Alexei Emelin. He will not be back tonight. Last Saturday night in a game against Toronto with shortened defense, PK Subban played 35 minutes, the most by a defenseman in the NHL this year, and Andrei Markov at age 36 played 32. After one period, Subban's at 11:15. Markov is already at 9:08. And with lots of rumors about Marc Bergevin and his hunt for defensemen, you have to wonder, John and Gary, if that will intensify after tonight.
Well, you bet. And that's something no doubt going through Marc Bergevin's head right now, Gary.
Well, the injury to Emelin, I mean, you can tell as an ex-player when a guy falls, how he gets up, how he reacts to the injury. There was definitely something wrong with his shoulder, something wrong with that upper right side, and you could tell right away it wasn't going away fast. So hopefully it's some form of stinger in that area, but it would look more serious for sure. And have to wait and see.
Here's Press with a shot off the outside of the net, gets it back, Rosen on goal. Hammond blocks it, he's down, and kicks out a second opportunity from Ryerzeller as the Senators clear it. Markov knocking it down. Like-Wan trying to play it, and now it's brought in by Ottawa. Here's Prince up with the puck. Shane Prince throws it on net, and it hits Chiasson in front as Subban ends up on top of him. Markov brings it around the boards. That puck will get out, and Mark Methot goes back to get it. Methot takes his time and now hands it off to Karlsson. Up ahead on the wing, tipped in by Mark Stone. Drop pass from Methot, got by his skate and back out as Karlsson has to go retrieve it. Erik Karlsson up ahead to Milan McCulloch. McCulloch feeds it back for Stone. He's in with a shot and it hit the skate of Gilbert. Thomas Plekanec handing it off to Galchenyuk the other way. Plekanec trying to center the bouncing puck down. Comes back for Galchenyuk. Throws it on goal, gloved by Hammond, and he'll hold on.
Brandon Prust had a wide open net in the first period and chimed it off the post, and here he's going to get two. One from the short side, and then he comes around the net, and Andrew Hammond actually lost his balance as he was coming across quickly. He ended up making the save. And then what a battle in front of the net as PK Subban boxes out his man, and as they're trying to figure out who's got whose stick, Chiasson realizes his stick's in half. So he doesn't have one at all, and he heads to the bench to get a new one. He battled for position.
Markov will hold it in. It's off the leg of Bobby Ryan. Comes to Dale Weiss. Weiss will slide it back. Hammond out of the net. Played it through the legs of Mark Methot. Pacioretty throws it on goal. Hammond blocked that. Here's Dale Weiss with it. Sending it back to Desharnais. Desharnais looks in front. Centering pass. Tipped away. And Karlsson will clear it up for Hoffman. Now it's off for Zibanejad. Over to Ryan. And he was set to tee it up. And it's an offside called against Ottawa.
We had a lot of chiming in the first period. There's the one I was just talking about by Prust. Then one off McCulloch, hits the left post. There's a double one right there from PK Subban from the point. None of those found their way in. None of the 27 shots in the first period found their way in, as both young goaltenders, one of them getting his first National Hockey League start, Andrew Hammond, were perfect in the first.
Christian Thomas trying to battle his way past Cowan, but Pajot's there to get it. He'll ring it around off the skate of Lazar. Comes back for Thomas. Lost the handle on it. And now brought out by Eric Condra. Condra Trying to weave his way by Beaulieu. Hands it off. Peugeot in front for Lazard. He didn't see the pass coming. And got checked by Bourneval. Mikel Bourneval. Bounce pass off the boards. Up for Sakac. Jiri Sakac with a chance. And Ceci got on his way. Sakac handing it off for Bourneval. Bourneval tried to get it back for Thomas. Out away from him, and Condra is there. Played back over to Cody Ceci, who lifts it into the Canadian zone, and Greg Patterson will go and get it. Takes a hit from Pajot. Sakac is on the puck, and he'll hand it off for Beaulieu. Nathan Beaulieu curling around with it. Now Patterson up to Lars Eller. He'll throw it in as Hammond will leave it at the side of the net. Borowiecki trying to work it around the boards. Brandon Prust got in the way. Rival going after it again. Lars Eller checks him. Brandon Prust in to get the puck. Hands it off for Eller with a sharp-angled shot. But Hammond was up against the post to block it. GSR will play it to the line and out, and now it's loose as David Legwand will dump it in. Kicked away by Tokarski. Subban hands it off. Gilbert up on the wing. Kept in. Chiasson fires a long drive that Tokarski saw all the way.
Well, the philosophy to go with the younger players is giving Jean-Gabriel Pajot an opportunity, and here Condra is going to chip this one right in there to Pajot, and he waits it out and tries to get it across to Lazar, but it got away on him a little bit. Lazar couldn't find it. You have to get over the top of the defenseman's stick, which he does, but it nicks off the top of Patterson's glove, and it just gets a little too much elevation and not able to get that nicely landed onto the stick of Lazar, who was driving to the net. We saw two good sliding plays, one by Subban the first, right in the slot on a nice play from Karlsson to Pajot, and then Pajot again hits Patterson's glove.
Buchanans will knock it out. Hoffman's there to lift it back in. The late offside as Bobby Ryan will clear the zone. Gallagher stood up by Mark Mafat. Now Gallagher playing it in, delayed offside, and it's brought back up ice. Zibanejad will dump it in, skips off the back of the net. Greg Patterson is there. He's hit on the play, and Galchenyuk will pat it out. Gallagher is on it. Up onto the wing. Plekanec going after it, and he gets to it. Plekanec to the net. Stopped by Hammond. Lindbergh with that clears it away from the top of the crease. Patterson back after it in his own zone, with Hoffman giving chase. Galchenyuk will lift it high in the air. That'll skip back to the Ottawa line. For Turris, deflected in wide of the net, and Tokarski will cover it up.
Thomas Plekanec, smart player. He's going to wait it out. He's going to wait for Karlsson. Just as he goes to reach for it, that's when he's going to pick his pocket, lift his stick up, and steal that puck. Karlsson ends up on the wrong side as he goes inside the boards to get the puck. Plekanec has got the drive, inside drive to the net. Good opportunity for Plekanec. He's been hot for the Montreal Canadiens. He's one of those streaky guys. He always plays a great 200-foot game in the rink, but sometimes he gets hot. The other night, that big goal against the Detroit Red Wings, the game winner, scoring of late. He's one of the smarter players in the league.
Canadians out shooting Ottawa 9-2 so far here in this second period. As the puck gets cleared back down the ice, and Cowan goes to get it. Fired around the board. Subban waiting for it. Tried to knock it by Turris and does, but McCulloch's there to back him up. That puck jumped over the stick of Ceci as Pacioretty will play it back to the Senators zone. Ron McCulloch handing it out for Turris. Little give and go. McCulloch throws it on net. Tokarski knocked it away. Dale Weiss back up with the puck. Lays it out as it's grabbed by Pacioretty. Pacioretty trying to turn the corner. Goes to the net, and his shot is high on the short side. Stone will clear it out for Ottawa. Beaulieu bats it up the middle. McCulloch blocked it, dumped it in. Ottawa will get a line change as Gilbert's on it for Montreal. Gilbert played it up the middle. Tipped by Pacioretty. Now it's back for Beaulieu. He'll fire it in off the glass, and Eric Greimer goes to get it. Left it for Thomas, still in the corner as he'll swipe it back up. Sakac will take it back at the line, skating away from Markov. Now hands it off for Thomas. Christian Thomas from the edge of Sakac. Gilbert sneaking in, and he fired it over the open net. Tom Gilbert came in for the blue line. Sakac found, fed him the pass, and he fired it wide. And now a penalty coming to Ottawa. Tokarski goes to the bench. Here's Markov skating in. Played it back across for Thomas off a skate. And Condra will touch the puck as the Canadians will get the first power play of the night on the holding call against the Senators.
A nice little spin out of the corner by Thomas. He's going to come around the net. He's going to get up along the half wall here on a nice little give and go with Sikash. And this little spin move here as he spins it back and gives it to Sikash. Then it's going to come right across to Gilbert. He had the 4x6 staring at him right in the face as you saw the penalty in front of the net. What a chance for Gilbert. Wide open, misfired. You saw Pruss with the wide open net hit the post, and a couple of Montreal Canadiens shaking their head as they will go on the power play now, and a power play that has struggled of late. In the last 5 games, it has not been good for the Montreal Canadiens. They had 3 goals in 1 game versus the New Jersey Devils. 3 power play goals, and it looked like, okay, things are starting to click into place, but not so. 30th in the National Hockey League on the road on the power play.
Just 1 goal in those past 5 games as Galchenyuk goes to shoot and his stick breaks, and a chance for Ottawa. 3-on-1. Ceci with the puck waiting. Pass back across, intended for Pajot down behind him. And now back the other way come the Canadiens. Gallagher will get it in the corner. He falls as Cowan tried to wrap it around the boards. Andrei Markov back up with it. Markov hangs up, being watched by Condra. Now played it out for Thomas Plekanec. Back to Markov. Give and goal with Plekanec. Galchenyuk with it to Plekanec. Over to Markov. Subban to Markov. Fires wide of the net. Plekanec has got it. He'll hang on. Thomas Plekanec. A lot of traffic in front. Plekanec to Gallagher. Bounce from puck side of the net. Galchenyuk can't tuck it in. Subban to Markov. Back for Plekanec. Throws it on net. Glove save made by Hammond, and he'll hang on.
Galchenyuk breaks his stick at the top of the power play here. An unfortunate situation. Ottawa takes full control of it as Galchenyuk goes to get a stick. This is a 3-on-1. They can't convert it. Nice defensive play by Markov. Now it's going to come all the way around into the Senators' end. Good puck possession by Montreal. Galchenyuk tries to through the legs upstairs. It rotates around, and it's no go for Galchenyuk on a good try back through the legs. Again, you got Hammond in front of the net, holding strong against that post. Good job by the young goaltender. Well, not a young goaltender, young as far as veteran, 27 years old. So not young, but his first National Hockey League game, and he holds that post extremely tight. Doesn't let Galchenyuk get that puck out in front.
And tonight's net camps presented by Lasik MD as the Senators ice it. Tokarski will leave it for Nathan Beaulieu. Beaulieu starting out on the attack. Hands it off for Greg Pattering. Pattering will fire it in off the glass. Pacioretty goes to get it. Threw it back to the net. Sakac will take it away from Mark Method. Got knocked down, but swung it to the line, and that puck comes out. Beaulieu played it back for Greg Pattering. Now up ahead for Desharnais. And that gets stopped at the line by Kreider, and he'll clear it back out for Ottawa.
Good job by the Ottawa Senators, making sure pucks get all the way down, sending Montreal right back into their end. It's one area they struggle on is the entry. Once they get in, they move it around pretty good, but it's getting in and getting set up has been a big part of their problem on their power play.
Turris will clear it again. That's down the ice, and the power play will come to an end. Canadians managed 2 shots with a man advantage. And the power play now on a run of 1 for 16. Here's McCulloch with it. Hands it off for Turris. Back to McCulloch, hanging on. Tried to beat Tokarski on the short side and couldn't do it. Cowan along the boards trying to play it. Turris kept it in. Hands it back for McCulloch. Got the shot on net, and it's gloved by Tokarski, who will hold on. Scoreless in Ottawa with Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey on Sportsnet.
Andrew Hammond, in his 3rd NHL appearance, is the grizzled veteran of this goaltending team. On the left is Chris Drieger via the Calgary Hitmen, called up tonight to serve as the backup. He plays for the Evansville Icemen in the ECHL. They have 12 wins in 50 games this year. He's made 1,003 saves, the most in the ECHL, John, this season.
And he's a bit of a goal scorer as well. The 6th goaltender to be credited with a goal in the Western Hockey League when he was with the Calgary Hitmen.
You can't believe that. That's going to be one of those phone calls you get, and you go, yeah, okay, who is this?
Yeah, who is this?
Yeah, who's messing around with me? There's no doubt about it that he would have doubted that call when it first came to him.
All right, it was funny when I left shaving cream in your skates, but this is a joke. Here's Pajot with a chance, and the shot right on, stopped by Tokarski. Curtis Lazar with it. Lazar will dump it back down to LaRose. All over Pajot. Pajot trying to hand it off for Condra. Eric Condra being worked over by Subban, and a penalty coming up here. Here's Condra with it, trying to get to the front of the net. It's up in the air, and they jump for it. Finally touched by the Canadians, and Subban will get called for hooking, and Ottawa will get a chance on the power play.
Pajot's had a couple of really good opportunities tonight. PK Subban was the one who thwarted him on the one that came across from Karlsson, and here it's a nice steal by Lazar. Hard on the puck. That's what I love to see. These youngsters are so hard on it, and it turns over. Good shot by Pajot, and then here's the arm that gets caught around Condra, and the referee makes the call, and PK Subban not happy about it, but nonetheless, the Ottawa Senators will go on the power play. And a power play that's been kind of good of late. They have 4 of their last 11. They didn't get anything out of Carolina, but it has been something that's been clicking pretty good.
Puck fired around the boards, and it hops over the stick of Bobby Ryan and all the way down the ice.
Leg one's got the lead in power play goals for the Senators with 6. McCulloch's got 5 of them.
Karlsson will lift it in. Zibanejad threw it in front as Ryan comes around the goal, and Tokarski didn't expect that, but ends up making the stop.
Decisions at the blue lines. I mentioned that early in the game, and here's a nice little dump that gives the Ottawa Senators a chance to get on the puck first, and they do that, and that creates the scoring chance for Bobby Ryan. It's all about the education on the dump, putting it in a location where the bounce off the wall is going to give your player first opportunity, and the hustle by Zibanejad gets to that puck, and it creates the scoring chance for Bobby Ryan. It's hard to argue that since the coaching change, you look at the play of Erik Karlsson and Bobby Ryan, both those players have really elevated under David Cameron.
Now Lars Eller and Mika Zibanejad to take the draw. And Eller falls down early as Zibanejad got a stick in there. Now it comes back at the line. Karlsson hands it off for Legwand. David Legwand back to Karlsson. Off for Legwand again. Chiasson parked in front. Shot comes to Ryan. Threw it off the outside of the net. Chiasson around the boards to Bobby Ryan. Trying to shake off Crust. Hands it off the line for Karlsson. Back to Ryan. Pass broken up, and Markov is there to clear it down the ice.
Smart defensive play by Markov. Veteran guy. He's watched the videotape. He knows the tendency. He had his stick and body almost in the lane waiting for that pass from Ryan.
Karlsson will lift it in. Panarin trying to move it around the boards, and it comes back to the line. Erik Karlsson handing it off. Bobby Ryan trying to center. Tipped away by Panarin. Plekanec will get it off the glass and out. Pacioretty short-handed up with it. Shoots. Stopped by Hammond again. Plekanec is after it. That's it on goal. Knocked away by Hammond. Torres up for McCulloch. He'll get it out, but Plekanec is there to stop him. And Pacioretty up with the puck will dump it back down to the Ottawa zone.
Trying to force those seam plays, Ottawa's power play. If they're not there, don't force them. Take what the penalty killers give you, work it around. When you try to force them through there, they get picked off, and it can turn quickly.
Puck thrown up the middle, and it's broken up again. Jacob de la Rose will send it down the ice. De la Rose will go after it himself. He chops at the stick of Mike Hoffman. Hoffman hands it up for McCulloch. Back to Hoffman. Got it into the corner. Nathan Beaulieu is there, and he'll throw it around the glass, and that puck at the line is kept in by Ceci. Subban out of the box. Here's Torres with a chance. Sends it in front. Shot by Stone. Stopped by Tokarski. Hoffman throws it on net. Tokarski now. It's scrambled in the crease. They score! The power play is over, but Ottawa gets the opening goal.
A hard around by Beaulieu gets kept in by Cody Ceci. It was about 3 feet off the ice. He keeps it in. This allows the puck to stay alive, and the Senators get numbers at the net. They're all over the puck. Position gets lost by Beaulieu on McCulloch, and McCulloch buries this into the back of the net. Again, Beaulieu just gets out-muscled. He gets on the wrong side. When you get on the wrong side of the puck and it bounces behind you, you got very little chance of recovering from it. Right there, the puck falls on the good side, and McCulloch stays with it. He had 2 goals in his first 27 games. He's got 8 in his last 15. He has gotten hot in the Senators.
Back the other way, Pacioretty scores! Third time's a charm for Pacioretty as he puts it through the legs of Hammond, and the Canadians answer right back. It's 1-1.
Go figure, for 32 minutes we don't see any goals. And then within seconds, we're going to see 2. Right off the face-off, it's a scramble for it at the draw. Markov picks it up and just right up the middle. Cece's caught sleeping. Pacioretty works himself off the draw towards the bench of the Montreal Canadiens. It cuts right back through the middle. Markov waits for him to get in the prime spot. It's a great pass from the veteran defenseman. And a 5-hole on Hammond.
8 seconds apart. 2 goals in a 1-1 game. Carlson, after the puck now, now feed it across to Mark Mathot. The shots are 27-22 in favor of the Canadians as well. Pajot to the front of the net, trying to connect with Lazar. Carlson played it back across. Pajot handing it off for Condra. Condra tied up by Markov. He'll give it away to Thomas Plekanec. Now up to Brendan Gallagher, and Gallagher will slide it into the Ottawa zone. Pajot handing it back for Condra. Condra will play it back into the Canadiens' end. Patterson takes the check along the boards, and it comes out as Press will tip it up ahead. Look out, Heller tripped on a hit by Eric Greiba.
We've seen that before.
And now the gloves come off. Borowiecki and Brandon Prust. And Borowiecki with a couple of lefts on Prust. Lanes one, and then Prust comes back to hit Borowiecki, and they go down. A couple of goals, 8 seconds apart, and the temperature has picked up here at the Canadian Tire Center with the Senators and Canadians as Greiba goes after Eller and caught a piece of him in a 1-1 game in Ottawa.
Talk about ghosts from the past. Lars Eller coming through the middle of the ice, watching the puck. I don't think he ever touches the puck. Yes, he does. And then in comes Greiba to take the hit. He's already coming in, and that's shades of the playoffs not too long ago. And then the hit on Press from Borowiecki, and I'm sure there were some words exchanged because Borowiecki turns around, and here he starts throwing rights. Couple of rights, and then all of a sudden, those 2 or 3 lefts came flying out. One of them caught Prust. Good on him to kind of stay with it. But after the fight, there was no doubt the grimace on his face. I don't know if he hurt his hand or his shoulder or what, but he went to the locker room, and Borowiecki icing down that left with some cold water.
So the Canadiens bench looking a little thinner right now. No Yemlin, and now Prust in the dressing room. Brandon Prust with his 12th fight of the season. That's one more than the 11 that he had last year. Hoffman holds it in, and Sakac is there to play it off for Subban. He'll lift it high in the air and get it back out.
Back-to-back games coming up, and the bodies are dropping, and you got a lot of guys you're going to have to play a lot more than you would have liked to have.
Now Desharnais is on it. David Desharnais hands it off for Sakac with a chance. His shot goes wide. Kyle Turris will bank it up for Stone. Tipping it off for Hoffman. Hoffman slides it down low. Gilbert going after it. Hit by Turris. Pacioretty gets knocked down by Jared Cowan as Cowan came in, and Pacioretty slow to get back to his feet. Puck comes up on the wing as Patterson is stood up by Stone. Pacioretty back on it, and he'll clear it out. Cece up for Turris. Checked by Patterson. Puck comes free. McCulloch is on it, and it's swiped away by Gilbert. Here's Thomas Plekanec trying to go up for Gallagher. Pass got by him. Cece and Gallagher collide as Cowan goes after it. Gallagher tried to lift his stick. Stone comes in and knocks down Galchenyuk. Brendan Gallagher turning away from Cowan. Galchenyuk now in a healthy battle with Stone at the side of the net. Cowan taken down by Galchenyuk. That's going to be a penalty, and Ottawa is going to go back to the power play. shoving match here after the whistle.
This all started in the front with Mark Stone and Galchenyuk, and Galchenyuk was a little aggravated by that exchange with him and then went to the corner and took down the Senator player, and he's going to the box.
And the Senators will get the power play when we return in a 1-1 game on Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey on Sportsnet.
Well, flashback to 2013 in the playoffs. Lars Eller, a pass by Rafael Diaz, and was hit by Eric Gryba. I think the hit at that time, and I still believe it was a clean hit, but the end of the hit was so ferocious and the injury was sustained by Eller. It was so severe that the suspension was laid down. And right here tonight, almost a very similar location, as Lars Eller tips the puck into the Senator zone, and in comes 6'5", 230-pound Eric Gryba, and just got a little small piece of him.
Ottawa on their second power play of the night. Carlson hands it out Zibanejad. Back for Carlson. Over to Zibanejad. Up high. Bobby Ryan fires, and that's a big block from Subban, and he's hobbling. Still down. Ryan fires again. Kicked out by Tokarski. PK Subban on 1 foot right now, trying to stay in the play. Erik Karlsson up with the puck. Back for Bobby Ryan. Ryan over to Legwand. Back to Ryan again. Handing it off to Karlsson to Ryan, firing, and it's up over the net. Subban is stuck here. He'd love to get off the ice, but he's hardly able to move in his own zone. Here's Ryan again, and the shot as Subban got in the way. Tipped it back for Markov. Markov gets it around the glass. That puck is out and down the ice. And Markov is going to give Subban a little push to the bench here. And that'll get him there. Good job by Markov. Karlsson up ahead on the wing. That's tipped into the Ottawa bench and out of play. As Subban now being looked at on the Montreal bench after that shot block.
That's a teammate right there. Guy sacrifices, blocks a shot, and PK Subban, that one stung. You're going to get a good look at it right here. It comes and catches him on the right inside, that outside of the ankle, where there's not a lot of protection. He hung in there. He tried to get going. He couldn't get going, and Markov comes over to grab him, push him, get him to the bench, and get the double change, and he'll head down this hallway and try to walk this off. And he knows Yemelin's not playing. And if he steps out of this game, that puts him even down another defenseman with a whole period and 5 minutes to go here.
Subban does wear the shot blocking protectors on his skates, so
that's not going to help him out. Not going to help that one.
So the Canadians down to 4 defense right now as the puck gets by Karlsson and back down the ice. No Yemelin done for the night. Crust is in the dressing room, and Subban down the hallway. Here's another chance shot right on. Tokarski with a stop off of Turris, and he'll hang on.
Facing a compromising situation? We can help. Apply today at wiserfund.ca. No purchase necessary. Must be legal drinking age.
As the Montreal bench thins down, the Ottawa Senators keep coming here, and a nice little play by Hoffman across, and good look right there by Turris and Tokarski. I love his aggressiveness out at the top of the paint. As the Montreal Canadiens continue to try to hang in there with a shortened bench.
Turris won the draw. Karlsson up with it. Karlsson hands it off here. Stone firing off the arm of Tokarski. Cody Ceci trying to play it down low. Gilbert in there looking to move it. Markov as well. Now Turris trying to dig it free. Kyle Turris chops at the puck, but it comes out, and Karlsson's got to go back and get it. Erik Karlsson being watched by Jacob de la Rose. Will turn back with it. Now Karlsson dumps it into the Canadiens' end, and racing after it is Turris firing it on net as Tokarski blocked it. Stone to the line. Karlsson kept it in. Over the stick of Markov. McCulloch in front. Cleared away by Gilbert. And now the Canadiens are up with it. Thomas Plekanec will gain the line. Left it for Dale Weiss. Weiss trying to throw it to the goal. That's off the skate of Cody Ceci. Galchenyuk handing it off to Thomas Plekanec. Plekanec works it back to Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk at the line. Polya across, and Pellerin with a drive. Kicked out by Hammond. Pellerin holds it in again. Brendan Gallagher trying to get it towards the net. That got stopped. Cody Ceci up with the puck, and Ceci will move it across the contra. Pellerin back up with it. Greg Patterin played it ahead for Brendan Gallagher. And it's tipped in the Ottawa zone, but will be called icing against Montreal. Well, tonight, Philip faces a moral dilemma while developing an asset, and Paige makes a surprising birthday wish. Don't miss an all-new episode of The Americans tonight at 10 Eastern on FX.
Good news, Brandon Prust has made his way back over to the penalty box and finishing off his major penalty with Borowiecki, so that's good news for Montreal.
Mark Mathot steps up on Brendan Gallagher and knocked him down as Pacioretty tried to spring Nathan Beaulieu into the Senators' end. Beaulieu hands it off. Sakac fires, blocked by Hammond. A rebound. Desharnais going to the net, can't settle it down. And it's Hoffman back the other way. Dumps it into the Canadian zone. Nathan Beaulieu tied up as Patterin will play it off the glass. Got by Sakac at the line. Mathot with a shot that goes wide. Jared Cowan up with the puck. Cowan feeds it back for Bobby Ryan. Ryan awards it in. That got stopped and the puck is cleared away. Sakac for Pacioretty. Backs Pacioretty. Feeding it over to Desharnais. Trying to go back in front. It's off the skate and taken away by Jared Cowan. Hoffman back up ice for Ottawa. Mike Hoffman spins trying to get a shot. Fell down and didn't get one away. Curtis Lazar dumped it back in. Off the skate of Gilbert. He's got it back. Slaps a shot over the net. Lazar after it. Will hand it off. Conrad to Karlsson. A front. He scores! Jean-Gabriel Pageau gets the goal. It's his second in 5 career games against Montreal, and the Senators lead it 2-1.
This line has been really good all night long. I've loved their puck pursuit. I love the fact the pucks are funneling to the net. They're on every single puck. Montreal seems to be second to it, and here's the pass to Karlsson. And all night long, Karlsson has passed up on shots because people think he's shooting. They get in the shooting lane on him. He's done a great job of looking off. He hit Pageau earlier in the game. If it wasn't for PK Subban, he might have had one there. He's had a number of good chances, Pageau. This one he makes no mistake on the redirect. 2-1 for Ottawa with $1:40 left here in the second.
Condra will chip it out, and Greg Patterin is back on it. Plays it up for Eller, now got it back. Patterin over to Nathan Beaulieu. Look out, here comes Lazar, and he'll pump Beaulieu as he dumps the puck into the Ottawa zone. Karlsson is up with it. Played it ahead. Pageau with speed going after it. Tokarski forced out of the net to put a glove on it and take the whistle.
The game has gotten more physical in the second period than it was in the first. One thing the Ottawa Senators want to do is they want to throw their speed at you. They want to be physical. And here's Mark Mathot, who just signed a nice 5-year deal with the Ottawa Senators yesterday, and he's going to be a Senator for a long time. It takes him off the trade market at the trade deadline, and he's thrilled to be playing in his hometown where his parents can come to the games and see him on a regular basis like they couldn't before. And a younger brother playing minor hockey here in Ottawa gets a chance to watch him play as well. So congratulations to Mark. He's made a difference here, especially for Erik Karlsson. Since he's returned to the lineup, he's like a +10, and he's really kind of settled down, Erik Karlsson.
Gilbert got it out as Eric Greiba is back on it at center, and he'll dump it in. Goes off the glass in the corner. Gilbert there to pick it up, and he'll feed it over to Markov. Andre Markov, long bounce pass as Plekanec tipped it up for Dale Weiss. Dropping for Plekanec, firing off the blocker of Hammond. Elon McCulloch will get it out for Turris. Now ahead to Stone. He's on his own, trying to get into the Canadian zone, and does. Mark Stone looks for help. Hangs onto it. Stone now feeds it over to Ceci with a shot. Stopped by Tokarski, and the rebound in front is knocked away. Played back up high for Ceci, over his stick and all the way down the ice. Hammond works it up for Cowan. Over the head of Prince as Greg Patterin will send it around to Pacioretty. He'll knock it out. And that puck gets blowing down with 1.1 second left in the period.
It's all about speed. It's all about taking away your opponent's time and space, and that's exactly what Jean-Gabriel Pageau's line has done all night long. They've got on the pucks hard. They've forced the Canadians to have to make decisions maybe quicker than they'd like to. And the result is they've owned the puck a lot in the offensive zone. They've created some very good scoring chances and got rewarded with the go-ahead goal.
Now Leguan to Desharnais for this draw at center. Leguan tossed out. Chiasson will come in to take it. Desharnais wins it. And that'll do it for period number 2 in a wild second period where the Canadians outshoot Ottawa 17-15. But McCulloch and Pajot for the Senators, Pacioretty for Montreal, and it's 2-1 after 40 as we send it back to Darren Millard.
Very entertaining game. Not just out for a leisurely skate tonight at the Canadian Tire Center. 2-1 Ottawa. You heard Darren Millard and Doug MacLean talk about Montreal's defense. Gonchar, this is the second game he's missed since that hit. On the first shift tonight, Yemelin goes down. He has not returned. And then in the second period, the block shot by PK Subban. He went to the room, had trouble, but the good news for Montreal is he is out for the start of the third, trying to give this a go. Obviously, a developing story, the developing story of the rest of the night as we send it back up to John and Gary. Gentlemen?
Well, your teammates will appreciate that. You saw Markov help Subban off the ice, and even though that foot is sore, and on most nights they may tell him to get the boot off and get some ice on it. Tonight he's going to get back out there, because if he doesn't, they're down to 4 deep. So he's going to come out here and try to make this work.
And he spent a lot of time when he came out here just before the start of the period, skating around, turning, trying the crossovers, going in each direction. So we'll see if his game's affected at all as the Senators ice it.
When a puck hits you on the bone of your ankle like that, and again, whether you have that plastic piece that goes over or not, an impact as hard as that from such a close range that gets it in that side, you're going to feel it. And the bone now is totally aggravated in your boot. The swelling that's occurred makes the boot even tighter. Every time he turns, it's probably, sending pain through his leg, and he's going to gut it out. You can tell he's got a bit of a hobble to his step.
Bill Weiss going after the puck. Takes a hard hit from Mark Borowiecki as Desharnais is there. Slides it back for Max Pacioretty. Up to Markov. Markov will dump it back in, but it's off the leg of Greiba, and the puck will come out as Stone sends it over to Milan McCulloch. McCulloch will lift it in. He's going after it. Turris right on top of him as Subban comes up with the puck. He'll flip it out. Mark Mathot back for Carlson. Up ahead to Hoffman. Hoffman will get it off the glass into the Canadian zone as Nathan Beaulieu will chase it down. Played around for Gallagher. Hopped over the stick. Zibanejad is there. Send it back for Mark Mathot towards the net. Steered away by Tokarski. Brendan Gallagher tied up as Hoffman's got it. Back for Carlson with room. He'll send it back across for Hoffman. It's off his stick. Mathot to Carlson again. Now hands it off to Hoffman, trying to tip it down low for Bobby Ryan. Broken up, and the puck comes out as Hoffman tried to keep it at the line.
We'll have a look at PK Subban as he picks this puck up off the wall, and you see he's going to kind of skate and stay on it as much as he can. A little bit tender on the crossover turn. He's going to get this puck back, and he's not going to try to do anything particularly fancy, just off the glass and out of the zone. And he'll probably try to keep the game as simple as possible from this point on. Those Fred Flintstone cartoons where that toe was throbbing.
Yeah.
That's probably what it feels like.
Even on the bench now, he's not sitting down. He was standing beside Carey Price and continues to stand and keeps moving the feet.
Yeah, it's amazing. Once you sit down, it makes it worse. When you're standing up, you still feel like you're putting some pressure on it. You feel like you feel good about it, But when you sit down, it starts to maybe start to throb again.
Lazar tips it in. Pajot will swipe it down low. They'll put into question maybe his availability for tomorrow night as the Canadians are home at the Bell Center against the Florida Panthers, and that's a big matchup in that game with Florida trying to catch the Boston Bruins for a wild card playoff spot. Here's Gilbert towards the net, kicked out by Hammond, and of course the second half of our doubleheader tonight has the Bruins taking on the Oilers in Edmonton. There's Prince, getting it in. Subban knocks it away. Leguan tied him up. Chiasson tried to center for Prince. He's back on the puck and hands it off to him. Jacob De La Rose ties up Shane Prince. Chiasson trying to fight off the check of Greg Patterson. Pacioretty in there as well. Knocked it free, and De La Rose will hand it back for Subban. Up for Prost, who got it out as he was bumped by Jared Cowan. Cody Ceci Played it ahead for Prince, deflected in, and that'll be an icing call against Ottawa.
How important is Erik Karlsson to the Ottawa Senators and the future of the Ottawa Senators? Well, you'll have a look at the effect of Erik Karlsson here in the first 2 periods of play. When he's on the ice, 27 shot attempts for the Ottawa Senators against 17. When he's not on the ice, pretty much slants the other way pretty significantly. He makes things happen offensively. I think getting his partner back, Marc Methot, gives him that defensive conscience to play with in that pairing, and I think Marc Methot knows his job and what to do, and I think it's those two can stay healthy. Those are 2 guys to build off and moving forward with some of the young D they've got here.
Cody Ceci chipped it up the boards. Markov will play it back deep, and Jared Cowan is there to get it. Cowan up the wing, broken up by Gilbert. Pacioretty can't find it. And it's Ceci that'll slide it ahead to Kyle Turris. Turris in over the line, drops it off for McCulloch with a shot. Tokarski the save, and the rebound rolls free as Gallagher's there to get it. Brendan Gallagher leading it back for Montreal. Hands it off to Pacioretty. Drop pass. Desharnais trying to find room. Desharnais down low. Gallagher in tight. And the puck comes free in front as McCulloch is here to swipe it away. Turris can't get it out. Gallagher chops it through the feet of Desharnais, and Borowiecki's back on it. Drive up. He'll clear it into the Canadiens' end. Zibanejad going after it. Threw it around the boards, but Ottawa was on a line change, and Galchenyuk will get it out. Eller hands it off for Plekanec. Takes the shot, and it's gloved by Hammond as he stretches out for that one. Let's get an update now from Darren Millard at the Hockey Central Studios.
John, thank you. Detroit and Chicago, both third-place teams. That's a bit surprising. Thomas Tatar starts the play with a behind-the-back drop pass and then finishes by going to the net. That's his 24th. 39 seconds later, Brandon Saad with Marian Hossa dangerously close to being offside. Ties it up. It's 1-1. Going to the third.
And thank you, Darren, as Marc Methot will fire it around the boards. Hoffman trying to get it out. Hoffman brings it back into the zone. Carlson is in. Up it back to the net. Subban in a battle with Bobby Ryan. Plekanec comes in to help out, but it's Hoffman that slides it back to Carlson. Carlson to the slot. Hoffman spinning around with it. Hangs on, now hands it off to Carlson. He's checked by Galchenyuk. Bobby Ryan comes in to get the puck for Hoffman in tight shot block. Carlson skating in and puts the pass through his legs to try to get it back for Hoffman. Lars Eller is there, and he'll clear it down the ice. Marc Methot back on it, icing waved off so the Canadiens can get the line change.
Montreal Canadiens slow going off the ice. The 5-man units are lethargic going off. This is a tired hockey team right now.
Greg Pateryn up for Saccoccia, and he'll get it out at center, but Lazar is there. Feeding it back over on the wing as Pajot will tip it in. Greg Pateryn played it around the boards. Christian Thomas there to get it. Hands it up for Bourneval, who missed the pass. He'll go back to pick it up and dumps it in on net as Hammond clumsy wanted to play it, but he's forced to cover it up and take the whistle.
Some good offensive time for the Ottawa Senators, and risky play along the top of the blue line, but it leads to a good chance here by Hoffman and a good block by Nathan Beaulieu. He's one of those defensemen who's really come a long way this year. Hoffman's got one of those quick and tight releases where he'll pull it into his skates and change the angle of where it's coming from, and he got that off pretty quick and got it elevated quickly, and good job by Beaulieu to get in front of it. Canadiens block a ton of shots.
Now the puck brought up on the boards as that got by Markov. Here's Condra with it. Erik Condra stood up by Subban, and Subban knocked down and had a draw penalty. Brandon Press the other way from Montreal, brings it in over the line. Feeds it onto the wing, nobody there to get it. Cowan will touch it, and the Canadiens will go to the power play.
Erik Condra heading to the box as his stick gets in the wrong place at the wrong time, and with 14:35 to go in this third period, as he reaches back, the stick gets in the legs of Subban, and he goes down, and it's a good call as the Montreal Canadiens will go on a power play. I mentioned a power play that's anemic on the road. It has struggled. And Erik Condra will sit there and hope that his team could kill this off for him. He's a guy, Condra, that's benefited from the coaching change. He was healthy scratched a number of times under Paul McLean, and when the coaching change went down, he has not missed a game since. He's been a versatile player for the Senators and has played in every single game under Cameron.
Subban hands it across to Markov. Andrei Markov back for Subban. Subban spinning to escape leg one. Gives it back to Markov. Markov hangs onto it. Gallagher's parked in front. Pacioretty up for the puck. Back for Subban. Subban to Pacioretty. Pacioretty feeds it across to Markov. Andrei Markov along the boards. Now down to Desharnais. Back around to Pacioretty. Off to Desharnais again. Markov is snuck in at the side of the net. Up high, Subban with a drive that got blocked, and he gets it back. Desharnais to Pacioretty, trying to throw it in front. Markov's got to go and get it, but Stone is there, and Mark Stone will clear it all the way down the ice.
Subban Markov well over the 20-minute mark in this hockey game already. When you get a power play, you want to be fresh and get out there and make good plays, but it's tough being strong on the puck when you're tired.
Alex Galchenyuk after it, slides it around for Subban. Back for Plekanec, and it went under his skate. And it's played off the boards and back out and down the ice by Ottawa. Tokarski tells Subban to come back and get it, but he's got to fight Milan Michalek for the puck. Now Plekanec's tied up. That allows Turris to get it. Here's Mathot firing it in down low, and Markov will stop it.
I don't think Tokarski was sure it was going to make it all the way to that trapezoid. So he did the right thing, and he called his defenseman back for it.
Puck lifted in. Hammond stops it. Hammond wanted to clear it himself. Gilbert knocked it down out of the air. Now Michalek has got it. And Milan Michalek will ice the puck with 16 seconds to go on the power play.
Great hand-eye coordination by Gilbert. The blue line knocks that puck about 3 feet out of the air down.
Gilbert fires it back in off the glass. Brandon Prust trying to work it in the corner. Condra out of the box, and the power play is over. Gilbert up with it. Played it back for Dale Weiss. Weiss circling around. Feeds it out for Bolger. Nathan Bolger trying to get it back for Prust off the boards. Jacob de la Rose goes after it. Strips the puck away from Lazar. Prust in to help out. Jared Cowan got clipped by a high stick. That'll be a penalty to Montreal. Carlson back the other way. Handing it off. Condra chipped it to the net. Gloved by Tokarski. And that'll take the whistle as the Senators will go to the power play when we return, leading 2-1 on Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey on Sportsnet. Week on a special edition of Hockey Night in Canada. 5 choices of nationally televised games. Start your evening with Hockey Central Saturday at 6:30 Eastern. Then it's the Jets and Leafs on CBC, the Panthers and Senators on Sportsnet, Blue Jackets and Canadians on City, and the Ducks and Oilers on Sportsnet 1. All followed by the 2015 Coors Light NHL Stadium Series game with the Kings taking on the Sharks at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California at 10 Eastern on CBC. As always, visit sportsnet.ca/schedule for all the details. Well, a high sticking call here to Jacob de la Rose has Ottawa on the power play once again for the 3rd time tonight. Bobby Ryan up with it. Hands it off. Zibanejad will carry it in. Try to drop it back. Markov got out of the way. At the line, Erik Karlsson is on it. Played it over to David Legmore. Out for Zibanejad. Up high to Karlsson. Erik Karlsson and Zibanejad locked and loaded as he fires one on net. Tokarski kicked it out. PK Subban trying to play it. Slides it back around. Markov hustling after it. Legmore is there. Gave it to Zibanejad. Feeds it back across for Ryan. And Ryan's got to circle back for it. Bobby Ryan to Zibanejad in tight. Knocked off his stick by Markov. He jumps up for the puck. Subban shuts him down. Markov is on it. He'll get it off the glass and all the way down the ice.
What a nice stick play by Andrei Markov. One of the veteran plays, couple he's made tonight, where he's in tight around his net. Smart body position, good stick play. Gets the puck out of harm's way.
Kyle Turris going after it. Tokarski will knock it away. Stone for Karlsson. Over to Hoffman, firing. Blocked in front by Patterin. Puck comes back. Karlsson shoots. Off the post. Tokarski down. Scores. Stone jams it in. Power play goal for Ottawa. And it's a 3-1 game.
Going to the well just too many times. Ottawa again on the puck. Their power play has scored 5 power play goals in the last 4 games. Here comes the shot. A nice block by Patterin, but Montreal can't recover the puck. And then Karlsson just rips this thing. It catches the post. And Tokarski, I think, feels it hit him. It feels it hit him, and he feels like he's got it. So he's confident that the puck is sitting between his legs, but he doesn't have it. And in comes Mark Stone, and he's going to bang this thing into the back of the net. Mark Stone was sitting off to the right, and what a bullet by Erik Karlsson, who's had 6 helpers in his last 3 games, a goal and 6 helpers in his last 4 games, and he's going to add one right there. And we'll have a look at this one more time and see if anything funny happened along the goal line. This thing cranks off the right post. You see Tokarski trying to find it as it makes its way back to the blue line. It's a rolling puck right there, comes back, hits him right in the backside.
Well, it goes off the skate of Stone. That might be what they're looking at. But
well, I'm not sure if it's a kicking motion or he just misses it with the stick and glides through it.
Yeah.
But it was called a goal on the ice. It was pointed to and called a goal, so the video replay will have to be conclusive that he has made a kicking motion, I guess, to put this into the net. I think it's a good goal. I don't think I have a problem with the goal. Unfortunately for Tokarski, I know in his mind he feels like he felt the puck hit him behind and he thought he had it. And the number of bodies that go crashing in right here, and this will be a really good look at it as fortuitous bounce for the Ottawa Senators. Here comes Stone and a delayed reaction from Patterson. It does go off the toe of his skate, but I think this is a good goal. I don't see a kicking motion. Off the bottom of his stick. And then the foot as it's pushing through pushes it in. But
to me,
we'll let the people in Toronto
yeah.
make this call, and that's why they look at it and they'll take their time and they'll make sure they get it right. It's a big goal with 10:33 left to go. This is a 2-goal lead for the Ottawa Senators. And for Tokarski, who's had his issues coming in and playing for Montreal, and you look at overtime loss to the Edmonton Oilers, loss to the Arizona Coyotes. His last win was January 17th, and he's allowed 14 goals against in his starts and in his last 4 starts. And I just don't see a kicking motion. That's the one thing I just don't see. And does it go in off the toe of his skate? Yeah, but if he directs it in, the war room will make the call.
This might be a good example of the more liberal definition of a distinct kicking motion that the NHL addressed in the offseason to change this year. And if the goal is a good one, it will end a run of the Montreal penalty killers killing off 14 straight power plays against.
It's one of those calls that they're looking at and they're saying here, and we're going to get it right now. So we'll wait and hear it.
Here's Rob Martel.
After video review, the call on the ice has been confirmed. We have a good goal.
And I think it's in my opinion, obviously, I mean, I looked at the play, we looked at it a number of times. I don't think the kicking motion relates to that goal or how that goal went in. I think it's a good goal. It was delayed reaction by everybody around Tokarski, because when it hit the post, as a player, if you don't see it, you hear it. You hear the post, you look, it's not in the net, you don't see it, you think he's got it. And so no one really reacted to the loose puck, but Mark Stone, who was sitting below the goal line, had a good look at it sitting there, and good on him to go get it and pop it into the net. Montreal Canadiens have got their hands full here with 10 minutes to go.
And an icing call here against Montreal will bring it back to the Canadian zone.
It's been a rash of just bad series of events for the Montreal Canadiens. They've hit a few posts in this game. They've had a couple of injuries to some of their players. A couple of them have come back and are playing through them. Yemelin, who the first 20 seconds into the game did not come back, and that will be a concern moving forward for the Canadiens.
Karlsson and McCulloch, the assists on the Mark Stone power play goal. Stone with his 14th of the year and second power play marker. As Karlsson will dump it back in on Tokarski. He'll leave it for PK Subban. Up to Pacioretty, trying to tip it out by Karlsson. Brendan Gallagher up for the puck. Gallagher trying to drop for Pacioretty with a shot. Knocked through the crease by Gallagher. And it rolls out the other side as Hammond lost his helmet. Hammond got a piece of it on the shot by Pacioretty, and Brendan Gallagher going to the net with an opportunity to knock it in. Just couldn't reach it as the Senators lead by 2 on Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey on Sportsnet. Tonight's point of performance brought to you by Pennzoil.
Erik Karlsson's been all over the ice tonight. He's made a number of terrific passes. There's one to Pajot that PK Subban made a great defensive play on. He's like, what the heck? So you know what? I'll try it again. And here in the second period, shovels that one to Pajot, and he makes no mistake redirecting that into the back of the net. That was the go-ahead goal since they've added another power play goal and a chip in from Stone, and a 3-1 lead for the Ottawa Senators.
Carlson now on a 5-game point streak and has 4 straight multi-point games. As he'll chip it off the boards and get it out. Subban is there to lift it right back in the Ottawa zone. Erik Karlsson played it back across for Mark Methot. Up onto the wing for Mike Hoffman. Hands it off, Zibanejad in, left it for Karlsson with a shot clubbed by Tokarski. Well, get inside the game with hockey's best. It's Hockey Central Trade Deadline, Monday, March 2nd. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern on Sportsnet.
Well, big hockey trades already have gone on. It's precluding the trade deadline, but there's always stuff going on, and I think Marc Bergevin's going to be a buyer. That's just my opinion. I think he's going to be looking, maybe not necessarily for a rental player, but trying to make a hockey deal, someone that's going to fit into the future of Montreal Canadiens. For Ottawa, are there any of their pieces that teams may be interested in that they may be able to add a good solid draft pick, or maybe a couple of young prospects that may be able to help them in the future?
Here's Brandon Prust handing it off. Weiss with a shot off the arm of Hammond. De La Rose back for Panarin. He'll fire, and that got blocked. Pajot trying to knock it out. He'll get it off the boards, and Weiss goes after it. Michel Therrien has juggled the lines a little here as Dale Weiss is out with Brandon Prust and Jacob De La Rose.
He's moved Brendan Gallagher up to that line with Pacioretty and Desharnais, and Weiss has been so good there. I mean, it's since the 13 games that Parenteau's been away, you know, he's managed to score 4 goals and has 8 points, and he's been a real plus for that line. He goes in and digs up a lot of pucks for them.
CC after the puck, lifts it around for Prince. Shane Prince being tracked down by Gallagher, and the puck comes out. Desharnais will hand it back for Subban. Over to Nathan Beaulieu. And Beaulieu will dump it back in the Ottawa zone. Gallagher hustling after. There he is out on the line with Desharnais and Pacioretty. As Subban got the shot, tipped on its way to the net, and Hammond kicked that one up. Subban to Pacioretty, spins, fires. That's off the ankle of Jared Cowan in front. Pacioretty trying to hold the line. He'll dive for it. It comes out, delayed offside, and the Canadians have to clear the zone. CC up with the puck. Played it ahead for Milan McCulloch. Trying to get by Nathan Beaulieu. Galchenyuk back to help out. Comes in front. Turris with a chance. And Tokarski got a piece of it as it goes wide. Turris tipped it out for McCulloch. Tied up on the play. Galchenyuk will move it out to Pacioretty. And then falling was Greiba. And the puck is brought back in by Turris. Here's Kyle Turris with it. Turris looking around, goes back to the point for Borowiecki. Handing it off to Turris. To Borowiecki with a shot. Tipped high, and that one ends up into the corner where Turris is after it. Checked by Lars Eller. Mark Stone up for the puck. Stone swings it back to Borowiecki. Over to Greiba. Back down for Turris. Markov trying to get in the way. Stone is on it. Trying to play it over to McCulloch, and that was intercepted by Galchenyuk. As Markov will lead it the other way. Handing it out for Plaquette. It's back over to Lars Eller, and he took the pass in his skates and couldn't get a shot. Greg Panarin played it to Lars Eller. The shots even at 36 apiece. Here's Methot trying to spin away from Thomas as he'll play it over to Zibanejad. Up for Hoffman and deflected back down to the Canadian zone. Greg Panarin works it up for Sakac. Yevgeny Sakac, a little bit of room here, trying to get a pass across for Bonneval, broken up on the play by Zibanejad. Now it's Thomas with it. Thomas can't get it in. Bonneval does, and his shot goes wide. Bobby Ryan up with the puck for Ottawa. Ryan will hand it off for Zibanejad, up to Hoffman. Off his stick, comes back for Zibanejad, throwing it to the net, blocked away by Tokarski. Jared Cowan goes to keep it in, broken up by Thomas. Sakac has got it. Yevgeny Sakac will bring it in, cutting to the net, forced wide by Karlsson, and then shoved into the back boards. Bonneval is on it. Mikel Bonneval feeding it over to Beaulieu, was sneaking in, but Hoffman read the play and broke it up. Bonneval right back in with it, drops it for Subban. Subban leaves it for Beaulieu with a shot, scores!
tired to celebrate.
Fires it to the net, and it may have been off a Senator and in, and if so, Nathan Beaulieu has his first NHL goal, but who got a stick on it is a question.
The last shift I watched Beaulieu in front, he was battling the whole shift. His legs were so straight. When you see a guy with straight legs, you know the oxygen tank is empty, and took a long time to get to the bench. He's back on the ice. He takes a bit of a risk getting up in the play, but you know what? When you get tired, you try to make some shortcuts to your game to get through it all, and here he just lays this to the net. And it almost looks like as it leaves his stick, it hits something and skips off the ice. We'll have a look-see right here. There's the shot. It hits the shaft, skips off the ice. And does anybody touch it? I'm not sure if Press gets a piece of it or not. But it finds the back of the net. I think this is Beaulieu's goal.
64 NHL games without a goal for Nathan Beaulieu, and it looks like he has his first. And he's put the Canadiens within one. Borowiecki hands it off. Here's Lazar with a shot, and Tokarski never saw that one as it went wide. At the line. Puck kept in by Eric Greiben. Now Pacioretty up with it. Hands it off for Desharnais. And it is indeed Nathan Beaulieu that has his first NHL goal. Pacioretty to the line. Pattern fires. Having the save. He's got it with Gallagher parked in front. And he'll hold on. Nathan Beaulieu gets his first NHL goal, and the Canadiens are down by one on Sportsnet. Well, game 2 of tonight's doubleheader on Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey as the Boston Bruins taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Coming up after this matchup right here on Sportsnet, and Tuukka Rask has led the Bruins out onto the ice in warm-up.
He'll remember this forever. It doesn't matter how it finds its way in. I remember my first one like it was yesterday on Richard Brodeur of the Vancouver Canucks back in 1984. There's not a nicer thing to see for a whole team to see a trainer taping up a puck for a guy getting his first goal. It's a big thrill. Congratulations to Nathan Beaulieu, who has won over Michel Therrien a little bit, I think, this year. It's tough for coaches of Michel Therrien's ilk to have faith in a defenseman, trust when you put him out there. And Beaulieu, I think, has earned that. You know, he came in with Patterin, Tenorti, all those young guys, and he's the guy who's got the opportunity to play, and I think he's played pretty good.
Subban and Bourneval with the assists as Mikel Bourneval snaps a 15-game pointless drought to get the point. And now it's a one-goal game as the puck is cleared off the glass. Stone is there to tip it up for Turris. In McCulloch, 2-on-1. Subban back. Subban breaks up the play. McCulloch right back on the puck. Hands it off. Turris fires. That's over his stick and out of play.
Full marks for PK Subban. There is no doubt in my mind that this foot is still driving him absolutely crazy, and he's trying to simplify, keep his game simple. You know he's hobbling on the one leg. His partner gets caught up ice, Markov, and he helps him out by making a really good defensive play here, forcing the issue and causing to disrupt the play and send it off to the corner. And it's all about, you got to suck it up sometimes for your team, even when you know you're not 100%. And you're right, he's been standing up pretty much that whole period on the bench.
He just had his seat for a second for a breather, and he's jumped right back up and is doing the dance again.
Well, when your legs are that, tired, if you sit down, sometimes it's worse. You are better to stand up. And he and Markov are both standing up on the bench.
Brandon Prust trying to get it out. Condra knocked it down. And it's swiped away as Dale Weiss will deflect it. Eric Condra picks it up and throws it in the air back to the Canadian zone where Gilbert is there to go. Gilbert sidesteps Pageau. Played it up the wing, but Lazar got it to Pageau, knocked away by Beaulieu. Gilbert up ahead for Prust. Can't go up on the play. And now it is handed off at the line and out. Puck lifted in over the head of Nathan Beaulieu. Beaulieu up ahead for Jacob de la Rose. Hands it back across for Gilbert. Back to Beaulieu. Now Nathan Beaulieu. A little bit of room here as he gets to center and dumps it in. Bobby Ryan going after it. Knocked it up the boards. Zibanejad lost it. Subban up with it. PK Subban to Desharnais off the Markov. Sneaking in with a shot. Kicked out by Hammond. Zibanejad is there and he'll skate it out and float it down the ice. Andrei Markov hands it off to Desharnais, crossing in the zone, poked off his stick. Bobby Ryan's going to go back the other way for Ottawa, but he's on his own. And now has to wait for help. Turris comes in the zone, and he'll go after the puck.
Smart play there by Ryan. You know, you're tired, you're at the end of a shift. Don't try to make something out of nothing. Don't try to force a play. Lay it 200 feet from your net, behind their net. Get all 5 guys in front of it.
Turris back on it. Hands it off for Stone. Stone will tap it in wide, off the back of the net. Tokarski poked it away, and it comes in front for Stone. And he had a great chance, but Tokarski up with a stop. And now Tokarski has a look towards the bench, as Eller will lift it in with 2 minutes to go in the third in a 1-goal game. Lars Eller trying to work it out. Donald Niles having a save, rebound, and it's jammed wide. Galchenyuk for Plekanec off to Nathan Beaulieu. Beaulieu feeds Gilbert. He'll throw it towards the net and a miss. Plekanec back on goal. Blocked by Hammond, and he'll hold on as Eller will grab a lot of attention here from the Senators.
2 unlikely guys battling there, Erik Karlsson and Lars Eller. And it started right in front of the net, and good on Andrew Hammond to actually get his glove out and snag this puck. It wasn't, I don't think, a shot on net, but when you get an opportunity to dead the play right there and get it over with, get your guys a rest. You've been pretty good on face-offs all night long, so take the face-off. Just coming off an awesome chance by Mark Stone and a good save by Tokarski. We'll have a look at Andrew Hammond's work in his first start in the National Hockey League. He's been pretty steady. He had a couple of little wobbles early in the game where he kind of overplayed a couple of slides and one backhand play with the stick, but other than that, he has really settled into a real solid game. As we look at Stone's chance here, and good stick by Galchenyuk, and right in the crest, Stone hits him. But all in all, for Andrew Hammond, you look at 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Your team is up by a goal. The Montreal Canadiens have put up some numbers when trailing going into the third period. They've got 13 points they've accumulated when trailing. So this thing has got 1 minute and 45 and lots of real estate to play out. And maybe a few more saves for Andrew Hammond. But so far, if you were to just look at his game in a whole, he's played a real solid game for the Ottawa Senators.
The Canadiens' net empty as Tokarski is on the bench. And Andrew Hammond will try to hold the fort as Turris will take the draw against Thomas Plekanec. With 1 minute 45 to go in the third. And off the draw, it's played over to the boards. Desharnais for Subban, trying to poke it back in. Desharnais reaching for it. At the line, Subban holds it. Subban trying to fake it and get it back to Plekanec. Broken up by Stone. Turris for the empty net. Scores! Kyle Turris puts it home. And it's 4-2 Ottawa.
A scrambled draw, and Montreal gets it back to the point, but they just can't get enough on it. I mentioned Ottawa's puck pursuit has been pretty good. It's a turnover, but again, Mark Stone, I mentioned the fact he's got great takeaway ability. He disrupts PK Subban's puck pass, knocks it out of harm's way and onto the stick of Kyle Turris, who makes no mistake launching this 3/4 of the way down into the wide open net. With 1 minute and 31 to go. A 4-2 lead looks pretty good for Andrew Hammond to get his first National Hockey League win in his first start at home in front of the home fans against the storied franchise, the Montreal Canadiens, who have found a way to lose 4 times. Their last 4 losses come to Ottawa, Buffalo, Arizona, Edmonton. Teams with a winning percentage of .393. Those are their last 4 losses, so it's hard to believe how a team like Montreal that goes in and slays the Dragons on most nights, some of the toughest, higher-ranked teams in the National Hockey League, but when they play the lower teams, they have trouble winning hockey games.
This will be 6 of the past 8 games at home for Ottawa against the Canadiens that they have come out with a victory. And not just that, but Wednesday night is a good night for Ottawa. They're going to be a perfect 3-0 on Wednesday nights this year. Condra will lift it in as Pajot goes after it. Pajot trying to curl away from Thomas Plekanec and does. Beats it back for Borowiecki, and it's left in. Markov trying to swipe it away. Andrei Markov bats it up the board. Pajot is there. He's checked on the play by Thomas Plekanec. Pajot is still on the puck. And now Pacioretty will get it out as Desharnais will race after it. Borowiecki will swipe it away off the skate of Condra. Pajot working over Plekanec, but it comes back for Markov. Now fired in on net. Hammond will stop it as Tokarski goes to the bench. He'll take the whistle, and that'll have a face-off in the Ottawa zone with half a minute left.
Montreal will take the goaltender out one more time as we have a look at Andrew Hammond's work in his first start, 27-year-old. He's played a lot for the Binghamton Senators. For Luke Richardson, he comes out tonight, and due to the injury to Robin Leonard, gets thrust into action, and he's made the best of it. We heard Elliot Friedman talking about his conversation with Andrew Hammond and his advice to him: when you get your chance, why not you? Make it happen, and I think he's done that tonight. And the one thing that I will say I liked about Andrew's game tonight is the fact that he played the puck early in the game. He got himself right into the game. He launched one up the wall. He's played his game. He hasn't come in here and said, hey, I'm just going to stay in my net and try to make saves. He says, if I'm going to play this game, I'm going to play it my way. And I think he's done that. And I heard Darren Pang mentioning he looks like the playing of the puck has given him confidence. He looks like a confident goaltender making confident decisions. And I think that's what he's done tonight. And the Ottawa Senators needed Andrew Hammond to come in and be a good player for them tonight. In 42 shots, he's made 40 saves, and I'd say he's done that.
And now with a face-off in his own zone as Thomas Plekanec and Kyle Turris will square off for the draw. A scramble that comes to Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk with a shot blocked by Hammond. Zibanejad is on it. For Turris, he's got a shot at the empty net for a second and can't get it away as Plekanec checked him. Zibanejad shoots and it's over the net. Brendan Gallagher back up with it. Galchenyuk will tip it in. Ceci after it, had it poked away at the side of the net. Thrown around the boards. Plekanec is there, back on net, kicked up by Hammond. Bobby Ryan will clear it. And what a special night for Andrew Hammond. His first NHL start is his first NHL win. .42 saves for Andrew Hammond in an Ottawa Senators 4-2 victory.
And Mark Borowiecki skated all the way down the ice to retrieve the puck from the linesman. The importance of that, the first win for Andrew Hammond. It's like when you get your first National Hockey League goal like Nathan Beaulieu for a goaltender, getting that first win is something special.
And here are the three stars of tonight's game.
We'll put Andrew Hammond right at the top of the list, John, and I think deservingly so with the number of saves. Erik Karlsson, who I thought was so good tonight. He had a lot of shot attempts to the net, but he made a lot of fake shot passes that set up a lot of offense for the Ottawa Senators. The Pajot goal he set up. And Mark Stone, who quietly had a goal and 2 assists tonight, just being around the net, good stick position. I think a real strong game for Mark, and a sweep for the Ottawa Senators in the star selections and a 4-2 win.
Erik Karlsson on a 5-game point streak, and of course the Canadians wonder about the status of Alexei Yemlin, but Ottawa wins it 4-2 in the nation's capital tonight as we send it back to Darren Millard.